really take it now, ever since the day you left. It's really getting out. Oh, I don't know what that was.
I think that's Sequel.
Really take it now, ever since the day you left. It's really killing me from inside. I just wanna be a lover, sacred grounds we've passed. Baby, please come back tonight. I'm not gonna sit here waiting, baby, please come home. I'm not gonna sit here lying, saying don't love you so. You know that I need you and it hurts me every day. Baby, please come back, 'cause I need you next to me. There are many things that I didn't get to say to you before you walked out of my life. I thought we were gonna be something that was really special, girl, but you played tricks on me with my eyes. I'm not gonna sit here waiting, baby, please come home. I'm not gonna sit here lying, saying don't love you so. You know that I need you and it hurts me every day. Baby, please come back, 'cause I need you next to me. I guess now it's way too late, and we ain't gonna work it out. But why'd you come in the first place? I remember when you used to hold me and sleep inside my bed each night. At least I got a piece and I can say I tried. I'm not gonna sit here waiting, baby, please come home. I'm not gonna sit here lying, saying don't love you so. You know that I need you and it hurts me every day. Baby, please come back, 'cause I need you next to me.
Very good, man. Very good. This is Jeremy Walter,
Yes, I'm here.
and also you have your. We also have somebody online for you on the line.
Hey, what's up, Justin?
Hey, man, I hear you're doing really great.
Hey,
Everything is wonderful.
you're talking really loud. Lower your voice a bit. It's killing my ears.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
Sorry, it's just the excitement that's bubbling over because we have so many big things in store for you. We have a deal with Warner Brothers that's in the works. I have top record producers that are doing all the artwork, and already got all the people to set up the artwork, set up the demo CD, and everything is in the works. We're just waiting for a lawyer to send over from Warner Brothers, send over his the contract that they want to deal out with. And I was talking to Mark Sifa. He's one of my friends. Sifa. He's actually first cousins with Casey Kasem, and he's dealing directly with Mike Kasem. And he said that he was working back with the Bee Gees a while back, and he said that Warner Brothers could take up to 6 months to make a deal. But my guys, being the great guys they are, they know how to put a little fire under their butt, and the record deal should be signed any day now.
Which is awesome and amazing, and I really can't wait. And, you know, I can't believe this is all happening. It is actually thanks to Justin, who's on the line right now, because I was playing on the Bricks downtown Flint, and he came up and heard my music, and he believed in me so much that he kept pushing his friend Sifa to actually meet up with me and actually get this thing on the roll. So I do owe you for that one, man. But
oh, you're welcome, man. You're welcome. My pleasure.
Well, hey, we're going to continue this interview, though, so I'm going to have you get off here because me and John are going to talk a bit, and But I really appreciate you calling in and being a part of this, and I can't wait to get this going, man. You know, we're gonna do big things together, and I can't wait.
Absolutely. Any day now, man. Any day now. Just keep the faith and be patient. That's all I ask.
All right, man, for sure. Thanks for calling in, Justin.
You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, that's normally the reverse the order we normally do. We usually get into a conversation, then we bring that up, and somebody then calls. But anyway, that was really good. That's encouraging news, by the way. And by the way, before we get we want to get these all introductions wrapped up. You're Jeremy Chronic
Yes, I'm
Walter.
Jeremy Chronic Walter. Well, that's my Facebook name, but Jeremy Walter. I don't really know if I'm gonna change to a stage name or not yet, but you know, I kind of like my name, Jeremy Walter. It rolls good off the tongue.
Well, it's like, let's face it. I mean, John Mellencamp was forced to change his name to John Cougar for a while, and then he kind of got, he stood up on his hind legs and said, hey, I want to go back to it. So he for a while it was John Cougar Mellencamp, and then now John Mellencamp. And so he didn't like that whole package persona that they had for him. And, let's face it, he has longevity. He's been in the charts for 35 years on the charts. He's still doing music. So, I mean, yeah, stick with your own name.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't let anybody roll you into that kind of thing, I would say.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, let's face it. I mean, I don't know why we have to. Maybe a one-name thing, but I think you're past that stage. What do you want to be known, Jeremy or Jay or something?
Yeah, definitely.
So anyway, just it was like just a couple days ago, I was down there downtown, circling around there on bikes. Me and my friends were doing. Friend was riding around there, and we passed by singing. And he was saying, I was down here a couple last week or so, and I heard that same guy singing, and he's got a good resonating quality to his voice, and so I swung by and we swung back and we listened to you perform one song, and then we listened to another one. But this is original material.
Yeah, mostly all my songs that I do are pretty much originals. I may do. Actually, they're kind of getting on me about that. I need to do more covers, but I do about 7-8 covers. But honestly, I have 30 original songs that I've basically been working on for like the past 3-4 years that are now like the illumination of everything that's going to be my album, and my first 2 albums, honestly, because that was actually one of the things Warner Brothers has requested, that I have 2 albums completely done up front and 1 single. So, I had to have quite a bit of content. But actually, if you don't mind, I'd like to kind of give a little backstory of where I'm coming from and how I came in to where I am right now.
Well, that's what you're here for. So
okay, well, definitely. All right. Well, to be honest, I'm going to start out by saying my dad, he got me in the guitar at 12 years old, and I knew in my heart that was what I wanted to do with my life. Well, over the years, I kind of squandered my abilities, honestly. I would just take it out at a drunken bonfire here or there. Well, then last year, I dated this girl, and she broke my heart really bad. And I wrote like 10 songs, and they were the best songs that I ever made in my life. This was last summer. And, I took that heartbreak, and it fueled me, and I got enough confidence in myself. I actually moved to Nashville, Tennessee in August of last year. And so out in Nashville, it's hard. Everyone plays guitar in Nashville. Everyone sings. And so, I went out and I gave it my all in Nashville. And, I almost really did make it. I even had one of my songs, it's called Sun. I actually got offered $15,000 for that song. But you know what I said? I said, I'm not doing that. There was no royalties involved. And that just fueled my own ego to the sense where I think, why would I just take money for a song? If it's that good, why can't I be the one to sing my own song that's good? Or that is that good, you know what I'm saying? So, in Nashville, I was really doing it, and then all of a sudden, I was missing my son. I have a 7-year-old little boy who lives here in Flint, Michigan, and so in January, I kind of gave up on my dream in Nashville, and I moved back here to Flint, and I didn't play guitar for about 4 months. I went into this deep depression, and you've met me on the streets. I'm outgoing and very personable. Well, I lost all that this winter, and I honestly almost committed suicide this winter, and I almost gave up on everything in my life. But then I just picked the guitar back up. Actually, it was kind of like a necessity that I had to do it because I was roofing, and me and my best friend had lost our jobs, and I couldn't let my best friend starve or myself, and my girl was living with me at the time, and we had to survive. So I started coming down to the Bricks every day playing guitar, as a necessity, and at the same time doing my passion and what I love, which is playing music. And so that's what got it all started again this summer. This was about back in April, May, and I started coming to the Bricks every day playing guitar, and 2 months of doing that, and now this opportunity happened with the Warner Brothers and the Sifa Brothers, and it's crazy. It's like
it's like this is fate and this was meant to be to happen this way in my life. And you know, I thank God every day for that. Like, and now I'm really gonna have a chance to do what I want to do. It's amazing. You know, it brings tears in my eyes.
You know, it's like, of course, you know, usually when we go through what I saw about it, what you is you're doing your own material up front. I like that, see, because I like covers. We all like certain songs by certain artists, and so we like people who can cover them well. But when a person's actually got the initiative actually to start putting their own stuff out there, they're really putting themselves out there.
Oh yeah.
They're not depending on the approval of the song from the past artist who came up with it or originally recorded, or everybody knows recording it, has recorded it. You're putting yourself out there quite a bit more than the average performer. You got more of an artistic. I'd say you got yourself stuck in there stuck out there more artistically.
Definitely.
You know, more vulnerable.
Yeah, definitely. And also, you know, when you do that, you have to take the risk that, you know, someone could try to steal your songs. And especially in Nashville, you know, that was a big fear of mine because I did the same thing in Nashville. I was playing my own originals every day. And, you know, Nashville is a songwriter's town. So I really did have to be careful about, you know, making sure that my songs were backed up and copyrighted because someone can steal your song easily.
Yeah.
But what's good is a simple copyright is simply either having a video of your song on Facebook. The poor man's copyright actually is to take a copy of your songs, mail it to yourself. Go to the post office, take all the copies of your songs, and use the U.S. Post Service to mail it to yourself. And that right there is actually a legitimate, legal copyright. So just for any other songwriters out there listening, you can do that and you can have a copyright for your songs.
So that does kind of establish it. Of course, you know, the people who are already signed to big labels and have big recording management groups behind them, they got deep pockets and heavy power lawyers, but it does give you kind of a foothold.
Oh, definitely.
I would say I would take that route. I mean, I definitely try to avoid giving, you know, any kind of legal advice and then come back and boomerang and somebody say, you said this would work, but I mean, I've heard the same thing. It does work. It's a pretty effective way of establishing a beachhead. So
Yeah.
do that if you want to try to. Yeah, I would say that's definitely. There's several people that come to mind though that actually made a big, you know, career for themselves for you know, writing songs for other people. I mean, Kenny Loggins has done it.
Oh yeah, I'm not dissing songwriters at all, but just for me in general, I want to be the one. You know, like I said, when I first picked up the guitar at 12 years old, I knew in my heart this is what I want to do with my life. And you know, it's been a crazy road.
Yeah, it's
you know what I mean? It hasn't been easy. And once you go all in like I have this last year or two, I mean, I've had a lot of struggles, you know, but that's actually fueled my songs. But if you don't mind, I know we're talking still right now. I'd like to show you the first song that I actually made when I was 12 years old.
Well, go
if
ahead.
that's okay. All right. This is Waiting for You, and this is the first song I made when I was 12 years old. Jeremy Walter. Hope you enjoy it. Tried to call you on the phone. No one answered, guess you're not home. Saw you walking the other day. You never even looked my way. All these times I keep on waiting for you. Give me another chance, girl, to show you I love you. All these times I keep on waiting for you. To give me another chance, girl, to show you I love you. You always thought that I was second best. You thought all I wanted was to get in your dress. But I only wanted to make our love come true. Let me show you all the things I wanna do too. All these times I keep on waiting for you. Give me another chance, girl, to show you I love you. All these on waiting for you to give me another chance, girl, to show you I love you. All these times I keep on waiting for you to give me another chance, girl, to show you I love you. All these times I keep on waiting for you to give me another chance, girl, to show you I love you. All right, thank you.
You wrote that when you're 12.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
the first song I ever made.
I think most people are grasping the, maybe how to dress themselves fully, and that was pretty good. I mean, it just, actually, chord progression and all that stuff. You got that from watching your dad, or
Yeah, well, my dad actually, like I said, my dad got me started, and I do owe my dad 100% for that. Even though, we've had our problems in the last few years, I'm not gonna lie, because I've chose this rock star life, I have kind of become kind of a black sheep among my own family because. It's not a lie. To be a rock star, you have to do some wild things and you have to kind of party a little bit. Honestly, I couldn't even sing very well. I didn't get my singing voice until I started smoking heavily and drinking heavily. And I'm not trying to promote drugs and alcohol by saying that. I'm just trying to say, I wouldn't be who I am or have this voice if I wouldn't have made the choices I did. But I do owe my dad. He got me started. He taught me about 15 chords and taught me some covers, a couple, like Tom Petty. I love Tom Petty to death. That's one of my biggest influences. And he got me started, man. We used to jam out a lot together as a family, and, that's where it starts. It starts in the home, and then if you have that dream, and, I want to tell everyone that if you have a dream in your heart, whether it be an art or a creativity or even just an idea, you need to follow that. That is not just life's intuition. That's life's intuition letting you know there's a reason that you have that talent or skill. And if you choose and you don't want to have to get a 9-to-5 job, you can follow your art or creativity or start a business or do whatever you want. Human beings, the human mind in general is amazing to me. We are capable of doing anything and everything that we want to do. Our heart's content, our heart's desire. And, it's because of God, I love God. I have a lot of songs that, talk about partying and drinking and all that. But, I thank God every day for the life that he gave me. And he has a plan for all of us, and that's what's led to everything that's happened to me now in my life.
I can say I'm not an advocate of drugs. I've never even smoked weed, but I could just definitely say when you look at the Beatles music, it got more interesting, more introspective, and more sophisticated, both lyrically as well as musically, after they started smoking marijuana.
Yeah.
So one thing, and of course then John, I guess, was hooked on heroin for several years, but John Lennon. But it's like it seems to be that it does open up the ability. Drugs. I mean, I'm not advocating it, but I mean, it just seems like people who do it have more open to influences around them, and they can actually pick up things and put them in different ways.
Like a more creative mindset, yeah.
But I don't definitely do. I mean, I think there are people out there who have it naturally.
Well, yeah. No, I'm not saying there's a lot of artists I'm sure that have never touched a drug, drink, smoke in their life. But for me, you should have heard me singing about 3-4 years ago. I would not be in the position I'm in now. It took that heavy smoking, and then, actually I was poor. I was smoking those cheap cigarettes, Smoker's Choice. They're about $2 a pack, and they're like a cigarette that looks like it's been rolled in a brown paper bag.
Well, they're made to look like a cigar, so you can avoid the taxes.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, they're terrible, and but that's what gave me my singing voice. So.
Well, I guess what was the Nat King Cole attributed his smoothness of his voice to cigarette smoking.
Yeah.
But let's face it, my two grandparents both died of lung cancer. So I mean,
I know smoking's bad, and actually, right now, my girlfriend, I actually want to say, Trish, this is my girlfriend over here. She's actually in here in the studio today. She hasn't said anything, but we're about to have a baby, so I want to say that. And she is the woman of my life. She is my inspiration, my love, and we're about to have a baby. So, amen for that.
You just seem like really happy, man. I mean, it's just like, so I noticed that the other day when we were talking to you downtown. You had this kind of cheerfulness, this upbeatness. It was really, and that's cool. I mean, and your music too. And that one song, for some reason, and I know people, some of the purists are going to scream at me for that, but there's a, I don't even know if you've even heard of, the Replacements, and you ever heard of Paul Westerberg and all them? You ever heard of those guys?
No, not.
Paul
too
Westerberg.
familiar.
He's got. They're from like I guess it's the area of Minnesota. I think it's in. Yeah, they're from Minnesota. The Replacements were, and they also. But you got to look them up. The Replacements. And
Okay.
they call the Replacements because they had such an evolving. I think it was evolving lineup. Somebody wouldn't show up. Somebody else would sit in, and their music is really good. And it's just Paul Westerberg was part of that, and I think he. Then there's another guy named Bob Mould who was from Husker Du. I don't know if you ever heard of Husker Du. I'll give you some.
I need to check this stuff
this
out
stuff's
because
good. There's a lot of singer-songwriter stuff. That's what I'm thinking.
that was one thing that really messed with my influence a little bit, is because I kind of only listened to about 8 to 10 bands really. I mean, besides like a lot of classic rock, I love all classic rock. But honestly, I would listen to like the Gorillaz or Nirvana, Red Hot Chili Peppers, just certain bands, and I wouldn't really broaden my horizons because listening, when you're a musician, when you listen to different music, whether you like it or not, it influences you. And actually, one of my songs, I went to I forgot what the band was called, but it was up at Churchill's, and it was some really funky. It was like James Brown. The song was actually by James Brown. But it influenced me. Just the next day, I wrote a song after hearing these guys do a James Brown song. So that's what I'm kind of trying to get at. When you hear different music, it influences you, and you need to broaden your horizons. So I definitely want to check out, what you're talking about.
Yeah,
so.
the Husker Du is really good. Replacements. Bob Mould from the Husker Du. I think he was from Husker Du. Might get that wrong, but it's been a while since I looked that up. But so I had an ex-girlfriend who used to write for Cream magazine back in the early 80s, and then also she was a DJ for one of the local radio stations. And she and her friends were just all this into music. I knew the mainstream stuff. I mean, I knew like you're saying, I knew Tom Petty. I knew all the big bands, and like John Mellencamp. I actually knew people who knew him personally.
Oh, wow.
I hung out with and stuff. So because he's from the Midwest, he's from Indiana, and then of course being from Flint, we all Grand Funk Railroad's a big thing in our lives, But we've all had apocryphal tales being told about who was, these band members. So, you grew up around that. But I mean, these people, the girlfriend at the time, her friends and them were just widespread interest in divergent musical taste. And so they kind of made me, got me to see music totally differently. And there's some stuff out there she liked that I just couldn't tolerate. But there's some stuff, she was big at R.E.M. And that's really kind of, I used to listen to R.E.M., but I never knew much about them. But you're right. That's the reason I'm bringing this point up, is that you never know who actually can influence your taste, or when you're an artist, what you're going to put up. Because you basically, if you want to look at the analogy of the world being out there, is like things you can choose to create your reality out of, or an alternate reality in the sense of being an artist of any sort. You take elements. You take this. You take that. You can't think of. Nobody can tell me. I can't say, okay, create an animal out of your own imagination. They're going to take elements from existing.
Yeah, exactly. You can't just. You're right. I like that analogy.
There's a reference point. There's a reference point. And it's
another thing I want to throw out there. I don't know how much longer we're going to keep going this, but I have to say, one of my biggest influences since I've been here in Flint is Kevin Collins and the guys down at the Golden Leaf. And I think I was telling you about that. I don't know if you're familiar with the Golden Leaf, but they're on Saginaw 12th behind Ten Fu. It's a live music bar every Wednesday. They have open jam. It starts at about 10:30, and playing with that band there and just listening to that music has took my music to the next level. So I want to give a shout out to Kevin Collins and the Golden Leaf guys. You guys are all amazing. Kill Bill, all you guys. I love you guys, and you guys have really helped me to take my music to the next level this summer. So I want to thank all the Golden Leaf guys.
Yeah, I mean, I never heard him tell. He mentioned it the other day, and then that is a surprise because there's a lot of little clubs that were around Flint back when there was more.
This doesn't even look like a bar. Honestly, It looks like a house. You wouldn't even think that.
Well, see, you're kind of. How old are you, by the way?
I'm 28 years old.
See, when I was growing up, when the shops were still booming, there were a lot of after-hours joints that were kind of, some of them were illegal, totally out now illegal. Most of them were actually, but anyway,
because they were open.
And a lot of places had people coming in performing, and there was basically like a great mix of stuff. And we didn't have the internet back then, and a lot of people didn't even have recorders. So a lot of that stuff's been lost. A lot of those jam sessions, a lot of those concerts or whatever, you know, we've gone forever. You know?
Honestly, the Golden Leafs changed my life, man. And I encourage any of you to come to the Golden Leaf to see the Golden Leaf Band. There's a guy there that does this cover of The Temptation. I'm not even sure. I think it's called Rolling Stone, but that song changed my life forever. I mean, I can even sing a little part where it goes, Papa was a rolling stone, wherever he lay back was his home, and Mama died, and Daddy cried. I can't even do it as good as him, but it's amazing. I mean, I encourage any of you to go to the Golden Leaf. It will change your life forever.
What I know about blues is a lot of times somebody did something and somebody else picked up on it, and the obscure, it was, you know, who did it originally, it was obscured now, you know. So
yeah.
a lot of that stuff came in, you know, like, you know, certain, like, well, I know the song that was done in the 70s, late 60s or 70s, The House of the Rising Sun.
Oh yeah, I do that cover actually.
Yeah, and it's like that actually goes back to a song. That song goes back to the just before the American Civil War. Talk about a brothel in New Orleans.
Oh wow.
So I mean, so you know, it's a house in New Orleans. You know, they call it the Rising Sun.
Yeah.
And that's actually, I mean, that was, you know, 100-some years at that point.
Wow.
It was redone by was it Eric and the Animals?
Yeah, I can't remember what that band's. The Animals. Yeah.
The Animals.
Yep.
They did that, and that's like the legacy of that's like much longer than them. So.
Definitely.
So anyway, it's like, you know, and also a lot of the British bands like the Rolling Stones, the Who were all influenced by American bluesmen and
And
songs.
And that old, and you know, I love that. That influences me too from the back in the 40s and 50s. That old blues, even back further than that, where you know the real roots of rock and roll in general.
Right.
And that's a big influence on me. And you know, I didn't get that until I came here to Flint. You know, Nashville did help me big time musically, but honestly, the real soul and everything that I have in my music now is from Flint, and I owe Flint that forever, and I'm not going to forget about Flint when I do make it someday.
Well, that's good. A lot of people do. I mean, I think we've got a lot of talent here. I mean, a friend of mine who used to do a show from here, Tom Sumner, he's a DJ. He's a great interviewer. He had a great radio show on WFNT. He just left, but he always says the talent pool you find in and around Flint is about as good as you find anywhere else on the planet, you know, in the country. And he's right. I mean, we got great singers, songwriters, great guitarists, great saxophone players. We got them all. We got it. You talk about what you need. We probably got somebody who can fill that role.
Definitely.
So I mean, and that's amazing. And I think that's, you know, especially one that's been basically losing its population for over 30 years. We still got a core of very creative people here.
Yeah, and I'm actually involved with another group. It's called Creative Alliance, and that is for all Flint artists. We meet every Wednesday at 7 at Churchill's downtown. It's open to the public, and if you're any kind of artist, whether it be performing, visual art, painting, it doesn't matter. Even if you just do spoken word, we are there to help local artists of the Flint community to broaden their horizons and to become more involved into all the amazing activities that go on in Flint all the time, and which I wasn't even aware of until this January when I moved to Flint and started getting involved in the community. You know, I never realized how much Flint has going for it, and I feel like Flint right now is on the brink to where it could either fail or turn around, and I feel like we're going towards the other way. Flint is coming back, and we are turning around, and it's going to be amazing again, and the community is coming together through the efforts they're doing over here on the east side with Flintopia, and they're turning it into an urban farming community around here, and I love to see that. You know, Flint has amazing things going for it, and a lot of people hear this negative stuff in the news and they turn a blind eye to Flint, but Flint is turning around, and I'm happy to be a part of it. I'm happy to be here in Flint, Michigan.
I think it's like a lot of people are surprised too that we do have the talent pool, and there is a very active arts community here. Like you mentioned, Creative Alliance, they used to come here and do a show in the studio, and they've got an amazing amount of people that I just kept on meeting more people, and because of them, I still am meeting people because of that organization. So if you're out there and you're kind of creative, you're in the Genesee County area, get hold of the Creative Alliance because they're great people. I mean, they're easy to find on Facebook. And
like I said,
you're an officer in there now, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm actually the membership director officer, so I take notes. But hey, man, I'm happy to be a part of it. You know I'm new, so I didn't expect a big position, but they asked me to be a part of that, and I was totally down for it. You know, and like I said, man, I just never realized how much Flint would help me and expand my life. And now, you know, I was born here in Flint, but I actually went to school out in Clio, Birch Run area. So, I didn't really know about Flint until I actually this year, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I love Flint.
So, can you get another song out of it?
Yeah. I was gonna actually, I was talking earlier about 5 minutes ago about how I went to that show up at Churchill's. I'm sorry I can't remember the band. I would love to give them props, but they did a James Brown cover, and the next day I wrote this song. So it's a little funky. Hope you don't mind. This song's called "Get Down." Get down, baby, baby, get down tonight. Get down, baby, baby, get down tonight. Walked into the bar, and couldn't believe what I see. A pretty little mama, baby, that was shaking it for me. Her hips were shaking, but it was hard to tell. Was she from heaven or was she from hell? Get down, baby, baby, get down tonight. Get down, baby, baby, get down tonight. Had a couple shots and things started heating up. The mama girl was shaking from her ankles to her butt. She grabbed me by the hand and kissed me on the lips. She's my new addiction, and I really need a fix. Get down, baby, baby, get down tonight. Get down, baby, baby, get down tonight. It was getting late, and the bar was about to close. The baby girl was shaking, well, she almost lost her clothes. We went out to the car, and things started heating up. She was kissing on my neck while I was feeling on her butt. Get down, baby, baby, get down tonight. 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 Thank you.
There's definitely a departure there. I mean, from your different sound. I mean, it's of the 3 songs you played so far. I can't say one of them I could peg you with is like that would be yours if I just heard it. Not performing it. I mean, that was definitely because you're like some people have the same kind of AC/DC, for example. Some
a lot of
bands
their
have
songs really
songs
it's a
that sound
certain
the same.
sound. Yeah.
Of course we want that.
Well, yeah.
Because we're AC/DC fans.
Well, yeah. I love AC/DC.
Yeah. But anyway, you want that. But I mean, when then you get someone like Prince who actually morphs into other things, and people do his stuff. That's another songwriter that passed on a lot of his songs to people that record major hits. Sinead O'Connor did one. The Bangles did one. Vanity did several. Sheila E. did a couple. I mean, he gave out these songs, and everybody else who recorded them with his direction, of course. I think.
Oh yeah, of course.
Producing, that he did great, and he's a phenomenal artist. I mean, he basically now he's not. It's hard. That's another thing. It's awfully hard in some ways for music to go the route that it used to. You used to perform, used to get somebody's notice, used to get signed to a record label. They did the promoting, they got the radio airplay. Now people they bypass all that.
See, now it's basically, this is what they told me, the guys that are actually setting me up with the deal with Warner Brothers and everything is, the whole idea of making an album and selling an album, it's not completely dead because there's iTunes and, people still do buy CDs, but it's almost like it doesn't matter anymore. You have to just be an entertainer. And that would be through radio airplay, through doing live shows. That are the people that are making it right now in the music industry. It's entertainers and, performers. People that, get into their own music and really do a performance, not only just by the music itself, but how they perform and, how they interact with the crowd. And that is the people that are doing amazing things with the music industry nowadays. I'm not saying album sales are dead, but with bootlegging and everything that's going on nowadays, it's not the same as it was 20, 30 years ago. You know what I mean?
Definitely not. I mean, let's face it, a lot of stuff will escape notice, unfortunately. And the thing is, there's more vehicles to get it out there, but there's so much now open to the average viewer, listener, music aficionado, fan, whatever, that basically it's hard to create a fan base.
Yeah.
And that's, but it's because, and I love that in a way though, because now if you're hearing about somebody who isn't signed to a major label, you're actually saying, wow, these people, they must have some kind of appeal. And another thing is people want to denigrate pop music, but then again, pop music is popular for a reason.
Yeah.
Because it resonates well with the community, the population. So I mean, it's kind of a walk. Go how do you become just looking for that? The adulation, the saleability of your stuff, and where your artistic integrity. It's a walking a hard line, but it's always been that way.
Yeah, definitely. And like you were saying, pop rock, I pretty much am pop rock. But, you got to do what sells. But that doesn't mean that's all I do. Another thing that I do a lot that I haven't mentioned during this interview is, like, just last night, there's going to be some new videos on my Facebook. I find rappers, and I'll play guitar, let them rap, and then I'll sing with them and do, like, a chorus. And, I've done that a few times. Well, more than a few times, multiple times. And, I do a cover of the Cage the Elephant song, Ain't No Rest for the Wicked. Well, I just did one last night where during the guitar part of Ain't No Rest for the Wicked, I let them rap, and then I just sung the chorus from Ain't No Rest for the Wicked with that. But I mean, it sounded amazing. It sounded so cool. And like I said, I'm Jeremy Chronic Walter on Facebook. I have a bunch of videos, and there's been more stuff added every day. I played for a bachelorette party last night. That's going to be coming up, and I'm just trying to do whatever I can to get my stuff out there because, like I said, this is the dream of my heart, and this is what I want to do with my life. And when it feels such a relief when you realize what God put you here for, and I feel like that is to play guitar and make music for people. And once I figured that out, everything's been a breeze now that I've gone back to playing the guitar. It seems like my problems are slowly drifting away. So
I can see that because I mean, it's like you got the same look on your face right now as you did when we were talking down there downtown a couple of days ago. So you're definitely enjoying yourself, and I think if you can do something you love and enjoy doing, you're like you said, you'll never work again. Because you're not really working. It's not this.
That's the thing is, it's not working.
It's work.
Right.
I mean,
Well, yeah, it's hard work. Rocking is hard. A lot of people just think, oh, playing guitar. No, it does kill me when I do. Like especially that Get Down or some of my heavier songs. It's physically and mentally straining. But I'd rather be doing that than running a machine or taking people's orders at a restaurant or whatever. Like you said, it's not work when you're doing your passion. So.
Right. Anyway, hey Jeremy, I'm glad you got a chance to come in, and thank you again for showing up because it's pretty warm out there today.
Yeah.
And so anyway, thank you again, and we'll hope to see you downtown. We also talk about maybe you doing interviews with people, at these different venues that you go to.
Okay.
About music and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so I think
definitely.
That may be something to do. Anyway, thanks again, and
all right, thank you so much, John.
This is Jeremy Chronic Walter.
Walter, yep.
So, anyway, give him a shout out there. Connect with him.
Friend request me on Facebook. I got a bunch of videos, and you can check out some of my original content.
Are you on iTunes or anything?
No, I'm not currently on iTunes, and I don't have any albums currently in the works. I actually need to record an EP, which is I'm in the works of doing right now. I'm gonna take 6 to 10 of my new original songs, and I'm gonna record it onto an EP, so I can actually. When I do perform out on the streets on the bricks, I can actually sell a copy of my album for like $5 or something like that. So,
right. So anyway, thanks again.
Yeah,
okay.
Thank you so much, John.